All right, boys and girls, it's me. I'm back. It's King Andrew. I'm a Heroes of the Storm player, NGS caster, former school teacher, voice actor, and an ARAM enthusiast. I always switch around the orders of those things. I wear many hats. And tonight, we've got our second match of the night. I've already finished casting Div B East Reset City versus Shut Up and Rage. Shut Up and Rage taking that series, giving themselves another win despite them actually coming in with the weaker record. They were 1-5, but now they're 2-5. And then if you count the forfeit victory, they also had the free win, they're 3-5. So, wow, they gained so much. But that match is over. Now we have Div D West. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I think it's because I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say next. Let's take a look at our map screen and take a look at these teams. LTK, We Hate Objective versus Creepy Crawly Spiders. LTK, We Hate Objective, they banned out Alterac Pass and Braxis Holdout. Creepy Crawly Spiders banned out Infernal Shrines and Towers of Doom. And that does mean that LTK, We Hate Objective is going to be taking us to Garden of Terror for the first map in this series. Now, a little bit more about these teams. I did have a very limited amount of time to do a little bit of research, literally in the past 10 minutes. Did a little bit of homework, kind of just cramming for the exam. And I found out LTK We Hate Objective is currently one of the stronger teams in their division. They're at a 4-1 series record, so the only series they've lost, I believe, has been to Maximum Thrust. They've dropped a couple maps here and there, so their overall map record is 8-4. Definitely, at least currently with the way the standings are, means they are one of the top teams in the division. Whereas Creepy Crawly Spiders, definitely going to be a little bit more somewhere in the middle. They are actually batting exactly 500 at the moment. I keep on throwing that Sports Wall reference. It's just so useful. 3-3 in series, 7-7 in maps. Could change today. They could either go positive or dip below 500, which would be tragic. If we take a look at the key heroes, I'm sure you notice a pattern here, which is for both of these teams. One of the key heroes is Anduin. What a surprise. It's almost like Anduin's just one of the best healers in the game. It's almost like he has the best cleanse and has a really impactful ult that is honestly pretty OP if you just pick a Genji or a Muradin. So I would say that I'm not expecting the Anduin to be banned. I would say I'm expecting the Anduin to be fought over. On the other side of things, or not on the other side, but Hogger, super strong hero in general. If you have a player, basically, like, especially if you're going to play off lane, especially if you go higher up in divisions, eventually you need to learn how to play Hogger. And if you're in lower divisions and you play Hogger, that's sick, because then you have a huge advantage over other offlaners if they don't play Hogger. It's just an incredibly strong hero. The odd one out there is Lunara. The Lunara there is a key hero just because it is a preferred hero for one of the players on the side of Creepy Crawly Spiders, except for the fact that that player is not here. The player was Osprey, so maybe that hero's not actually as much of a key hero as I thought. I don't think it's going to be such a key hero tonight. If Osprey were here, definitely that would be, you would either see it picked or banned. He does get it banned out against him, and he does really like to play it. Since he's not here, I don't know if maybe Gib plays it. I also don't know what role Gib is playing tonight, but we'll see. But yeah, I guess my notes on that a little premature. I've let the players know that I'm ready. You know what? Honestly, Hoku, Artanis does actually have a pretty sick voice actor. The name of the voice actor for Artanis is Patrick Seitz. He's industry professional, great voice actor. He also did a lot of great voice work in a game called Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 2, which is also a game that I used to cast, much like Heroes of the Storm. And he was in that as like multiple characters. He's in like tons of games. He's a great voice actor, and I do like him as Artanis as well. I just wish that Blizzard didn't make Artanis a shit character in Heroes of the Storm. Like when I first downloaded HOTS, I actually was just playing Artanis because like from a lore standpoint, from a story standpoint, I like Artanis. But then when I started becoming a tryhard in the game, I realized that Artanis is shit, and then it was just all over. Anyway, let's start this series. I've let them know that I'm ready, but I guess they're not ready. Well, we're going to start talking about completely irrelevant things, or at least just whatever I can, because I've run out of things to stall about, and they haven't started this lobby yet. So how is everyone's NGS season going? Obviously, we're a little bit more than halfway through. I played my NGS match last night, and I lost, and it was tragic. It was the toughest loss that my team had suffered all season. And it felt bad. It felt bad. It did. And we kind of started out the season where we won our first 3 matches, and after winning our first 3 matches, we're like, oh, not all of us, but like for me, I also just felt like I was like, oh man, wow, we're sick. We beat everyone. Anyway, so we started out 3-0. Now we're 4-3. So it's been a little bit tougher. We're still positive. We're still up. We're batting higher than 500, but we are not done yet. So, of course, these players aren't done yet either. Patrick Seitz also voiced Garrus. That checks out. That checks out. He could definitely do that. Yeah, I know a lot about HOTS voice actors. LTK are ready. Also, since I often throw around this thing that I'm a voice actor, it's kind of more like I'm a voice actor in training. I've gotten some paid work as a voice actor this year. Nothing big, nothing you would know. Looking to get more paid work as a voice actor next year. And I take a lot of classes, a lot of voice acting classes. I have taken 2 classes with HOTS voice actors. Of course, they're not just exclusively HOTS voice actors, but I've taken 2 classes with 2 different voice actors who are also in HOTS. I'll just say their names. And I'm kind of just wondering if people will know who they are, or what character they voice. I took a class with Robert Clotworthy. That's kind of also a funny one if you know my feelings about the hero that he voices. And I also took a class with Courtney Taylor. So I want to see that evolve in chat. If you know which characters those voice actors play in HOTS, drop it in chat. We'll see if you know. Both were great. And we're going to pause my talk about voice actors and that because we've got a draft to go into. Garden of Terror for our first game in this series. A little bit surprised to see Garden of Terror. I don't know why. I think it is... There are a lot of camps on this map, so you really need camp-taking heroes. Also, I did mention that Hogger was a key hero for the side of LTK We Hate Objective, so I think that really needs to either be picked first by LTK We Hate Objective, or it needs to be banned by Creepy Crawly Spiders. I didn't check deep enough into the stats to see if Creepy Crawly Spiders also plays Garrosh themselves. Like with the limited time that I had, I only just checked at like the very top to see what their most commonly played heroes were. Didn't see Garrosh there. I'm not actually sure who plays offlane on the side of Creepy Crawly Spiders. I am familiar with some of the players of Creepy Crawly Spiders. I've played with a couple of them in the past. Actually, when I say a couple, I mean literally one. I played on a Nexomania team with Cordona, so I know a little bit about him. He plays multiple roles. He also provides a lot of shot calling. And I played Gib not with Gib on a team, but like in a lot of just like customs pickup games in the CCS Discord. Creepy Crawly Spiders, of course, one of the teams of the CCS Mega Team, which I was formerly a part of. LTK, also a bit of a... There are multiple LTK teams, except not this season. This season, LTK We Hate Objective is the only LTK team in the Nexus. Anyway, our bans have come out. 4 bans have come out, and I haven't said a goddamn thing about any one of them. Dahaka, Stukov, Muradin, and Hogger. The Hogger ban, kind of as expected and honestly kind of necessary. The Johanna first pick, not a huge surprise. The main thing that I'm kind of marveling at is the Stukov ban, and there's the Anduin pickup. Good pickup. I think that was really, really good pickup. I did mention how Anduin is both a really good hero and strongly preferred by both of these teams, so not a surprise to see it picked up that early. That's also just a really good 1-2 rotation from the side of LTK We Hate Objective. Or is it? Because normally I would say Anduin Sylvanas, how did you get away with that? That's really good. The only thing is, a patch dropped today with some pretty significant nerfs to Sylvanas, so she is not as strong as she was yesterday. Hopefully she's still good enough. I feel like, although the nerfs are significant, but I do feel that Sylvanas is probably still a good enough character to be played. Anyway, Cordona going to be playing the Rhaegar. Orphea is going to be played by Auxilium. We saw some Orphea in our last series. There were some concerns with it. This also is a little scary if it is something like a taunt variant that Orphea can have a little bit of difficulty playing into. Don't know if that's going to be played by LTK We Hate Objective. Don't know if that's one of their preferred. But anyway, the Falstad ban is going to come out. I'm also really trying to pay attention to camping heroes. So far, Rhaegar is pretty good at taking camps. Sylvanas is okay-ish. So LTK We Hate... Okay, good. The ban on the variant. That is something that does make Orphea's life kind of hard, so just taking that out there. It's definitely not the only tank that can mess up an Orphea. Something like an ETC is also makes Orphea extremely sad. But that won't be the... actually, will it be the case? Why wouldn't it be the case? It could be the case. All right, let's see a couple more picks picked up. All right, we're going to see the Anub Leo picked up by Jack of All and Striker Killer. There's a part of me that wanted to say that as Striker Killer, much like the way Moonster did it in chat. Just something about that, like if you got the Killa at the end of Killa, saying Striker also just seems to roll off the tongue a little bit more easily, but that's not going to be the case. That's not how they've done it. Feels bad. What's up, Wizard Beast? Wonderful to see you here. Wonderful to see, of course, to see all of you who haven't said hi to me, but it's wonderful to see you here too. And of course, appreciate the compliment, Wizard Beast. And the Lunara actually is going to make a showing in this series. So Gib apparently also plays Lunara. I think I knew that, but I don't think it sticks out in my mind quite as much as the Osprey Lunara, who is definitely a little bit more notorious for it. That's not to say that Gib's not good at it, because I honestly don't know either way. And last pickup by Last Malkier is going to be the Junkrat. So, yep. Yeah, I mean, I think that the camping needs have been reasonably satisfied by both teams. Overall, between the two drafts, I'll talk about it a little bit more as we get into the game, since we've got, like, literally seconds before we do this. Just make sure I've got everything set up. I think I do. All right, and that'll be game number 1 starting soon. All right, here we are on Garden of Terror for game number 1 of Div D West. LTK, We Hate Objective versus Creepy Crawly Spiders. We're going to have LTK, We Hate Objective. I'm actually going to say those words pretty much every single time that I say this team. Jack of All on the Leoric. Last Malkier is going to be on the Junkrat. Vicar is going to be on the Anduin. Striker Killer on the Anubarak. And Jay Richard on the Sylvanas. Their opponents, Creepy Crawly Spiders, potentially an underdog. Auxilium is going to be on the Orphea. Primary Meteor is going to be playing that Blaze. Cordona on the Rhaegar. Savior 123 on the Johanna. And Gib on the Lunara. All right, so what do I think about these drafts? Savior is just barely able to get away from that Junkrat mine. Just about any other tank is dead there because they get knocked in by the concussion mine after getting bursted down massively. So yeah, that was kind of a face check into the bush that resulted in Savior taking a lot of damage. Savior also does not have Iron Skin for the moment, so probably want to adjust to that a little bit. We have multiple heroes who are very good at checking bushes between Johanna, Blaze. Both of those can check bushes very easily. Even as tanky as Johanna and Blaze are, do want to have good discipline about checking bushes, especially when you have heroes who can do it so easily. The DPS combo out of LTK We Hate Objective is definitely more of like a try-hard DPS combo going for the Sylvanas and the Junkrat. But meanwhile, by comparison, the combo from Creepy Crawly Spiders is definitely something more of like a comfort pick kind of thing, going with the Orphea, who Orphea is not that common of a hero in higher levels. She does have some hard carry potential, depending on her build. But it's not something that I typically expect to see, and I'm not saying that it's bad. It certainly does have its limitations and its strengths. So, oh man, some of the limitations there include getting hit by Jack of All, but luckily getting out there. If Auxilium did not hit that Shadow Wall, she might have died there, but luckily for her, she didn't. Meanwhile, we see that huge camp focus. Cordona and Gib have basically just been on camps ever since they've been up. We've got camps in 2 lanes for Creepy Crawly Spiders, and Creepy Crawly Spiders working on another one. J-Dick and Last Malky are working on it themselves as well. And of course, with a Sylvanas. So though Sylvanas was recently nerfed, she still has Black Arrow. So if she does get in the lane, I think I would have preferred Sylvanas to go bot. Yeah, I actually would have strongly preferred Sylvanas to go bot. I think Junkrat could have just cleared... I think Junkrat should have worked to clear this. Oh, meanwhile, they're going on to Savior, but Savior does have Iron Skin. And I think more of LTK could have been committed bottom to push alongside the Bruiser camp. The Bruiser camp's going to get some decent value anyway, but definitely could have gotten better value if that was Sylvanas triggering Black Arrows on these structures as the Bruiser camp presses forward. They could have even just like pushed here and let CCS get the objective, and it does look like they're letting CCS get the objective. It is on CCS's side. CCS even had an invade here at some point that I didn't catch on camera, and it's even getting a fair amount of value. This top tower, and now this tower down to about 70% of its hit points. So just a lot of focus on the camp so far. Obviously super important on this map, and if you fall behind on that, you're just gonna have stuff to clear in every lane. Anything interesting going on build-wise? Definitely some things that are different than what I would do, but nothing really that looks too crazy. Everything looks reasonable enough. Cordona gonna bite in forward to get to clear those minions. Does eat a few grenades from Junkrat. And we're just gonna be seeing rotations. Nobody, aside from that early attempt to kill Savior, not a whole lot of fighting, getting picks, or brawling just yet. Primary Meteor gonna throw out combination of Jetstream or Flamestream as well as some oil. Objective is now on the LTK side. They do have Sylvanas up top. This is Auxilium going back. And this is also something where I feel like this rotation from Sylvanas does not need to be a rotation. Could have just pushed here and gotten a little bit of permanent structure damage. And it's okay if you get a little bit of permanent structure damage, especially if you see them pushing here at top. Like, this is where Sylvanas could have gotten... Sylvanas, along with Leark, I think could have gotten a lot done top. Anyway, they're going to go on Auxilium here, and that is an Orphea, not a Johanna. So this time they get the kill. That'll be the first kill in the game. And what do they do with it? It doesn't seem like they do a whole lot, but of course they just get the kill. Gib and Cordona just like on camps together for the entire game. They probably have very low hero damage and a fair amount of siege damage. Let's take a look at siege damage. Mostly Lunar has 804 hero damage. Rhaegar has 38 because all they're doing are camps. That's crazy. Anyway, primary meta is going to be going on here. Of course, he is ablaze. He does activate Pyromania. Trying to get out of here, and I think he does. It was a good attempt, but the Junkrat as the solo DPS there against the Blaze, not enough to really threaten the kill. Meanwhile, we do see Might of the Banshee Queen for J-Dick. That does normally suggest a Windrunner Sylvanas. It does also mean a little bit less pressure on the front line for trying to burn them down. So, 2 seeds going in favor of LTK We Hate objective. So that might mean that J-Dick will have to play a little bit more, looking to dive in on the back line with the Windrunner that I expect them to get at 13. 10 talent tier advantage in favor of LTK We Hit objective. Not going to do anything offensive with it, not going to do anything aggressive with it, as the 10 talent tiers will just follow in shortly behind by Creepy Crawly Spiders. All right. Objective is now on the Creepy Crawly Spider side. Kind of just wondering with where I see LTK We Hate objective here, if they are not planning to get it. Last Malky is going to start this camp. Going to try to pull them together so that he's going to... Okay, no, he's going to walk away from it. Instead, he's going to clear bot.
Shouldn't you be gathering that seed, heroes?
So it looks like Last Malky is kind of just content to push here. And this is also something where, again, I feel like the Junkrat and the Sylvanas should kind of be swished. Okay, that is a Wailing Arrow committed just to get the stall, and now they're walking into a Crushing Jaws. The bunker is down there. Rhaegar's in the bunker. Striker Killer's pretty low. Gib goes in. He's absolutely crazy. He had no hit points going in like that. And he will go down, which is really, really rough because it is only 1 out of 3 objectives for Creepy Crawly Spiders. A little bit overzealous by Gib. Stalls are still happening, but that's just going to be another kill by onto the Orphea. So Blaze and Johanna really good at stalling, but in this case, they will not be able to get another stall. Jack of all is going to go in, and he will finish off the Bruiser camp by himself. And here we do see the Black Arrows finally used by Jay Richard. Of course, Black Arrow's not actually needed at the moment. Cordona is caught, though, as the objective also works as its own Black Arrows, disabling structures, and Cordona is just caught there. Striker Killer. I kind of switched the ER and the A. Going in on him, and that is going to be top fort down. I kind of wonder if this is going to be like a triple fort play. No, okay. Probably, no, we've got some, no, Black Arrows is on cooldown, but I think they can still just take this. We even have this bulb here still disabling the fort. Finally does die, so the fort is back active now, but I don't think it lasts much longer. Sylvanas and Jack of all just burning it down. One player I refer to by their name, yet another one I refer to by their character. And I feel like they're just going to rotate bottom, and they're just going to make it a triple fort play, I think. Maybe they'll invade this camp along the way. Wouldn't hate it, but I think the fort is a little bit better. They do have 13 talent tier advantage in their favor, so I do think they just kind of walk over. Yeah, they just walk over that. Black Arrow is not even completely necessary, but just makes it so that they don't even take any damage from the fort while this is happening. And things are quickly snowballing in favor of LTK We Hate objective. That one death in that team fight while being up 2-1 in seeds allows them to get the seed. They get 4 kills, and they've got 3 forts. So looking pretty strong here. Objectives, or rather camps, still being taken by Cordona and by Gib. Gib does have the Nature's Culling to kind of accelerate that. Make the camp taking a little bit faster. J Dick going to be going back to get some mana, and maybe, oh no, Jack of all is going to be moving up to clear the Bruiser camp. And it's going to be yet another camp taken. So LTK, We Hate objective, just painting the map red. Striker Killer is here by himself. I was a little concerned if they did scout him out, they could actually just engage on him there and kill him. But didn't happen. They didn't catch him, didn't find him. This will be an opportunity for Creepy Crawly Spiders to take a fight on an even talent tier, so I think they probably just want to look to clear this as fast as they can, and then maybe see if they can fight over the objective. Top camp won't be pushing into them too fast too soon, although it is I was going to say a big wave. It's kind of... No, there are multiple range minions there. That's like a wave and a half. But it looks like LTK We Hate objective is just... Oh, Gib just walking in. They're just in position, and they just kind of get that objective for free. It's a little disappointing because that was an opportunity for Creepy Crawly Spiders to fight on even talent tier. It is a little bit more likely now that the next objective will be 16 talent tier advantage against them, depending on how long it takes and depending on how quickly they can catch up and soak. Man, Primary Meteo is kind of stepping up a little bit far, trying to get that extra soak in. Yeah, this is exactly what I was afraid of. I wanted to see them be a little bit more aggro on that last seed when they had even talent tiers. Now they don't have even talent tiers. Primary Meteo was moving around trying to get soak, and LTK was trying to see if they could catch him. Or her, whichever one. Or them. LTK, We Hate objective. Just going to disengage here. The Riptire is out a little unnecessarily, so that's good. Except for the fact that they... I wonder, actually, if Riptire being out can kind of justify taking down a fight down a talent tier. When you have all 5 of your ults and you know a super impactful damage ult is going to be down for your opponents. I think most teams probably still wouldn't take it, but it looks like they are. And I kind of just want to see them... They're not going to get 16 talent tier advantage, so I want to just see, like, the Blessed ripped while they still know. Oh, but that is going to be Cordona getting booped in. He goes down, does not have enough time to Ancestral himself. And Auxilium is going to go down as well. It's going to be 4 for nothing. Give the lone survivor in that situation. Yet another tribute. Gonna tribute. What is this? Cursed Hollow. Yet another seed going in favor of LTK. We hate objective. And J-Dick now going to use black arrows. Actually going to go in, apply black arrows to the fort as well, or rather the keep. Doesn't actually do that much for them, but they're just in such a strong position right now. They're going to get so much value. I think they could continue to push this. I kind of don't like that they're pushing out here. Like, I think they can wait for the respawn timers to go to 0. I guess they want this invade. I even think they could step back up again with the camp being here. But yeah, I mean, they started going out of there when the death timers were at like single digits for the members of Creepy Crawly Spiders. I think they could have stayed in a couple seconds more, get a little bit more permanent damage on that keep. Because of course, although the members of Creepy Crawly Spiders were back up soon, they do have to walk out from the core, and you can kind of take that time when they're walking out from the core as your retreat time, I think. Anyway, minions are going to be pulled away from the seed. J-Dick is trying to channel it. There is going to be a couple ults going out. It is the Riptire. It is the Light Bomb already going out. Bunker goes out as well, and a fairly decent Crushing Jaws. Jack-of-all's getting low, and this might be the first fight going in favor of Creepy Crawly Spiders. They get their first 2 kills of the game, and they're looking for more. They will take Last Malkier out as well. That was super important. I think that was basically like a fight that determines whether or not Creepy Crawly Spiders gets to lose the game or keep playing. They don't instantly win the game based off that, but they do have a lot of potential to make things happen. I really want to see them just push structures. Yep, and they're going to do that with these 3. Blaze is going to catch Soak Top to try to help them catch up. Gib as well. Gib could maybe be helping them push because he would be a significant amount of their siege damage. And I'm concerned because Orphea, Lunara is definitely the better siege hero than the Orphea. And it's like if I had to choose, I mean, I guess Lunara is safer here. Like but they can watch Death Timer. So I think I would have preferred Orphea down here rather than Lunara. Especially as long as you've got eyes on enemy heroes. Yeah, I really think that should have been like a keep down, but I think pushing without the Lunara and without the Blaze means that this keep, or rather the fort, I think means that this fort doesn't go down. Now, of course, absolutely one of them still needed to catch Soak. And this is really rough. This is actually potentially 20 talent tier advantage in favor of LTK, We Hate Objective. I think, so for Creepy Crawly Spiders, they kind of just need to press the R buttons like now. Like this Anubarak, it needs to just be like a Bless Shield and hopefully something on it. Instead, they're going to look for Leo, but soon it's going to be 20 talent tier advantage in favor. Oh, they're not going to wait for 20 talent tier advantage. They're just going to use the Light Bomb on the Anubarak. Bunker is going to keep Creepy Crawly Spiders alive for a bit, but Gib is pretty zoned out of this fight. Ooh, J-Dick is all the way back here. That is going to be a kill onto Johanna, but can they get J-Dick? I don't think they can. The only person here, maybe Primary Medium making something happen, but J-Dick is also getting heals, and that is just going to be the seed going in favor of LTK, We Hate Objective. A noob goes down, which is, I mean, a silver lining for Creepy Crawly Spiders. It's actually not insignificant. This is still an extremely strong position for LTK, We Hate Objective. But killing the Anubarak is not insignificant. That being said, all right, they'll finish clearing top. Mid-keep goes down for sure. There's no way they save this. Gib going in super deep yet again, trying to make some kills happen, trying to engage past. I think now they probably just want to look to clear bot. This probably doesn't do permanent core damage, question mark. Whereas this is going to do permanent keep damage and might just take out a keep. So yeah, I think I would have liked quicker response on this here rather than focusing on the Garden Terror that was attacking the core. Yeah, a lot of permanent damage being done to this keep here. They'll hold it, but not too much of it. Meanwhile, LTK We Hate Objective is going to just take that camp real quick. They're going to start painting the map blue. They'll probably just do their safe camps now. They don't really need to take a fight for no reason. So I'm sure we'll just see camps taken on the other side by creepy crawly spiders, but they're kind of slow on it. I do feel that they should already be rotating on it. They will need to clear this, obviously, but they don't need the whole team to do this. I guess the only issue is if it's Blaze doing this, then Blaze can get collapsed on because LTK, We Hate Objective, can just roam as 5 at this point, especially with how much pressure they have on the map. And we probably will just see both teams now start roaming as 5. So Bruiser Camp will just be taken out, but that's going to allow the invade. They're showing here, clearing this with most of their team. I think only Johanna wasn't showing. And that just means easy invade for LTK, We Hate Objective on the top Bruiser. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what team picked the map. I think it was LTK. What I would have to check I would have to check my notes or check the soothsayer to make sure. All right. I think what ultimately most likely happens here, though, is we have all the lanes cleared. We might have LTK, We Hate Objective, just try to snipe this keep, and they are just kind of going to out-rotate creepy crawly spiders, and they will take out that keep pretty easily. It's especially pretty easy when you have you've got a spread volley Junkrat who did most of that by himself. There definitely was some damage done as well by Jay Richard. That's going to be the cocoon, not the cocaine. That's something else entirely. Johanna still in the cocoon. By the time she finally gets out, she throws the blessed shield, but Rhaegar is already dead, and Blaze follows soon after. And with this, they might just be... They're just posturing for core. I do think this is probably relatively defendable, especially given the strength of the core mechanic on this map. It is going to be the Riptire coming out, but it is cleared. So the Riptire does not get any value, and Jay Richard is taken out. Ooh, Gib does step into the trap, but not enough follow-up damage to actually make a kill on him happen. They can't chase too far. They defended. That's all they need. They prevented the core from going down. Now they just need to heal up because Cordona's not alive to heal them up himself. All right, not a lot happening right now. We do have some level 20 talents that I haven't called out. We did see the Buried Alive, which did get some value in that last fight, was used. Censure is really strong. Yep, most of these things look about expected. The main thing that I'm disappointed to not see is not going the upgraded bunker.
You would best be ready to gather another seed, hero.
43 damage over 2.5 seconds is a really low amount. It does stack, but it's a really low amount. And bunker going from 25 armor to 50 armor is a massive difference because of the way extra armor points works. I think it actually is an exponential increase. Someone would probably have to fact check me on that, someone who knows for sure and has actually like looked at the math, but I think it's actually like an exponential increase. 50 armor, it's going to sound ridiculous if you don't really look at it, but 50 armor is actually more than twice as good as 25 armor. But anyway, you know what else is twice as good? A light bomb that hits 2 people. Anyway, crazy chaotic fight here. Auxilium's already low and already going down. Jay Richard trying to get out here. Gib trying to chase him down. I think does get the kill. Yep, that auto does connect. So it's a 1-for-1. And it's just a DPS for DPS. So this is something that they can hold. But now LTK, We Hate Objective, is just looking to stall. And I think there's a part of me that kind of thinks that maybe CCS should just back out because they're now about to have catapults and a siege camp on core, as well as catapults and a siege camp on their top keep. They're still fighting this, and it's actually going to be Johanna going down instead. Gib is trying to get the kill onto Last Malkyr, but I think he goes down instead. Last Malkyr, I think, lives this. Yep, he does. And this is just going to have to be the end of the game. Yep, Core is already taking damage from that wave here. I think creepy Crawly spiders really just needed to disengage from that. Despite the fact that it was a 1-for-1, the stall potential from a Junkrat is just too strong, and they needed to back to basically make sure they didn't lose the game there. They could have afforded to give up that seed, as it was only 1 to 3 seeds for LTK We Hate objective. All right then, that'll be the end of game 1. Ultimately, a pretty dominant victory as I pick all the wrong OBS scenes and then accidentally also move them around. 17 to 6 in kills, also a massive damage disparity. Some of that, of course, is just the nature of Junkrat. Junkrat is definitely a stat padding hero. He is just often going to have higher damage than other heroes just by nature of the fact that he is shooting grenades from half a screen away and just getting a lot of poke damage, and it might just get healed up and not always be meaningful. And that's not to criticize the player at all. That's just the nature of Junkrat. But Sylvanas also still outperforming both Lunara and Orphea. All right, guys, what's up? I'm here. This is my second series that I'm casting tonight. I had already cast Div B East, Shut Up and Rage versus Reset City. Now we're here doing Div D West, LTK We Hate objective versus creepy Crawly spiders. If you don't know me, I'm King Andrew. I am a Heroes of the Storm player, NGS caster, voice actor, former school teacher, and an ARAM enthusiast. That's my order for tonight. I wear many hats, and let's take a look at the map screen. So, yeah, it was LTK We Hate objective, picking that first map and also winning that first map. Don't know yet what the next map is going to be. Get to that in a little bit, but take a look back at this just in case you missed it. Just a little bit of information about our teams. Now, this was the information going into the match, and I guess I suppose I could change this live. Well, actually do it live, because these have actually changed. It's now a 7 and 8 map record for CCS and a 9 and 4 map record for LTK. See if we can change that. Yep, changed it. Yep. So obviously LTK looking like the stronger team going into this series. CCS right now looking like they're kind of in the middle. They were batting 500 in terms of series record. They still are batting 500, but they have now dipped below 500. I don't know why I am so incredibly fond of just using that batting 500 reference from baseball. I guess it's just a useful concept, and it sounds good. And I think this is more or less to be expected. CCS was they had to be the underdog going into this matchup, and they're going to be the underdog going into game 2. Hopefully they'll show off something good. Draft-wise, I don't feel there was anything too critically problematic draft-wise for CCS. They definitely had DPS picks that were more like comfort-based rather than something that's more like try-hard meta. But the Lunara going into the Nature's Culling does help a lot with that camp clear. The Orphea is mainly the one that I'm not sure about, but I don't feel like it's probably some leftover bias from the previous series where in our Div B East series we saw an Orphea picked up in the 1-2 and then be countered by a Varian Stukov immediately after. I don't feel that Orphea was necessarily particularly countered here or that the player really had a weak performance. It's kind of just a hero that I kind of question. I think you probably could choose a hero that is maybe another hero that's also just going to help you even more with that macro, but it's really not necessary actually, because coming from my perspective, I think in terms of picking heroes like super try-hard heroes like Vala, Tracer, which are viable heroes that you can pick on this map as long as you have someone else covering your wave clear and your map clear. Map clear? Did I say map clear? Camp clear. And Orphea actually has pretty decent way. I think I should just stop talking about Orphea. I don't think it was a problem at all. It's just not something I'm used to. I think on the whole, I think LTK just kind of played a little bit better in that game, so we're going to see if CCS can adjust things. I think the adjustment needs to be more in just their play. One thing that I think was not really working out for them was the Lunara dive. There were times when Lunara was just diving in to try to secure a kill that oftentimes did not happen. There were definitely like times when Lunara got the kill, but there were at least 2 times when Lunara went in with Leaping Strike, did not get the kill, and then died. And that's also something where, if that's the case, Thornwood Vine may have been a better pick, because Thornwood Vine, especially there were times when they're in those chokes where Thornwood Vine is going to run through multiple heroes, and going in with Leaping Strike is kind of putting you in a bad position if you don't correctly calculate that you have the damage to make a kill happen with the 2 charges. And ideally, usually if you go in with 1 charge, you try to get out with the other, but sometimes that didn't always happen either. Anyway, I want to know what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, Orphea is a hero that is... Orphea has hard carry potential. Like, if you are really good with Orphea, if you're just really... She's a mechanically demanding hero. If your mechanics on Orphea are good, you kind of can hard carry. Although even then you still have to watch out for counters that make her life really tough, like ETC, Lucio, Barian. But she can carry pretty hard if your mechanics on the hero are really good. I don't know what's going on here. We don't have a map yet. I'm running out of things to talk about. What else do I talk about now? So let's go back. So I mentioned earlier, I keep on dropping this thing about, oh yeah, I'm a voice actor. It's more like I'm a voice actor in training. I did this year take voice acting classes with Robert Clotworthy and Courtney Taylor. I wonder if anyone in chat knows which characters in HOTS those 2 voice actors play, because they're both in HOTS. Just dropping this here, because I often just throw out this voice acting thing. They both play characters in HOTS. I'm trying to see. They were not in this game. That's my hint. They were not in this game. So that narrows it down from 90 heroes to 80 heroes for what could be happening. If you want to play my little game here, but maybe people just don't care. I am very fascinated, obviously, since I have an interest in doing voice acting. I am very fascinated by voice actors in games, so I know the voice actors who are in Heroes of the Storm. Of course, there are tons of them. But I know a lot of them even just off the top of my head. A lot of fantastic voice actors. Obviously, Blizzard as... Well, these days, they seem like a small indie company, but Blizzard, as at least previously considered a AAA studio, does have access to a lot of the top industry professionals when it comes to voice actors. All right, so since we don't have any bites on anyone wanting to try to see if they know which characters in this game are played by Robert Clotworthy and Courtney Taylor, we're going to take a look at our map screen, as we do actually have a map picked. I'm not showing it on the Soothsayer. Did not update it. What a bad caster. Cut the stream right now. But the second map of the series is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. And I'm going to find out as quickly as I can who picked the map. All right, yet another map pick by LTK. So map pick by LTK, Creepy Crawly Spiders going for first pick both times. Last time they first picked the Johanna. My guess is they'll probably just go for that again unless it's banned out, because that's what they want. So I'll go back here, and we'll be going into the draft pretty soon, I'm sure. I'll just go ahead and say it, since Robert Clotworthy is the voice of Jim Raynor, which is funny that I would take a class with him, given some people know my feelings on Raynor. He is sadly not a very good hero in HOTS, but Robert Clotworthy is a fantastic voice actor and also a fantastic person. It was a great taking a class with him. And although I think Raynor sucks in HOTS, I do love the character in StarCraft itself, and I was a big fan of StarCraft. That was actually like my main Blizzard franchise. It's the one I'm the biggest fan of. And Courtney Taylor, on the other hand, is the voice of Sergeant Hammer. And I took a class with her, and with her, it was actually specifically a video game voice acting class. Whereas with Robert Clotworthy, he does other stuff, like he narrates in TV shows, and his was more oriented towards that. But anyway, that's enough talking about voice acting, but because we're going to see if I can get words out of my mouth correctly, we have the Game 2 draft on Volskaya Foundry. So, Volskaya Foundry, it is interesting to see this map. It is a map that some people are not fond of. I don't hate it. I don't hate it because I find the map not unfun. I find it not unfun. That being said, I do think some of the criticisms of the map are valid, that the objective is kind of weak, that putting 2 people in the objective is very problematic, does leave you vulnerable to just the players outside of the objective getting engaged on. First ban going to come out. Wonder if we're going to see any respect bans. And first ban is going to be on the Junkrat. It's reasonable. It was just played. It's a toxic hero. I was also wondering if we were going to see the Sylvanas banned out, since that was also a hero that was played. The Stukov. I want to talk about the Stukov ban because in these lower to middle divisions, I keep on seeing Stukov banned out all the time. In Nexus division, no one bans Stukov. It doesn't happen. He's not banned in the 1-2. He's not even banned in the secondary ban phase. Just because I guess the higher you go up in level of play, the more important having a cleanse on your healer is, and the more that becomes a crippling weakness for Stukov, which is why I personally consider him the 5th best healer in the game. Brightwing is going to be one of those healers that is better than him, along with Anduin, so some of these healers actually being taken out. The 2 best healers that are left are Rhaegar and Lucio. So we already saw Cordona had the Lucio, no, not the Lucio, the Rhaegar before. Wonder if he picks that up again. I mean, with their first pick, I wouldn't mind just them picking up Rhaegar here. Chances are, I'm guessing they're going to go Johanna. It's still up. Yep, there it is. Kind of to be expected at this point. Stukov also doesn't even get play, even considering Stukov does not really get banned in higher divisions. He also doesn't get played as much as the other healers either. Ooh, yeah, that is super powerful. So they let the Hogger through this time, and it gets picked. And this is probably a bit of a weaker map for Hogger. It's because, obviously, one of the big strengths of Hogger is his camp-taking ability. And this is a map where taking camps is not quite as important as it is on Garden of Terror. It's still definitely important, especially with a Sylvanas. We might even see a Mercenary Queen Sylvanas, which does allow you to buff the damage of the turrets by 60%, which can be extremely powerful if you're carrying multiple turrets, and is just kind of a niche interaction that is particularly strong for Sylvanas on this map. But yeah, Hogger getting let through is kind of rough. It's just an extremely good hero. I often talk about the best 3 offlaners in this game, in my opinion, are Hogger, Dahaka, and Blaze. And out of those 3, I think Hogger is, at the very least, he has the most carry potential, and it's also possible that he might just be the best of those 3. It's a little bit tough to say. Blaze and Dahaka definitely have different strengths compared to Hogger. They definitely have strengths that Hogger doesn't have, but I do believe that Hogger has the highest hard carry potential out of those three offlaners. Anyway, we are going to see the respect ban on that Lunara, and the Chromie is going to be banned out as well. Ooh. So Stukov's not here, so we don't have that Lurking Arm follow-up, but, I mean, Varian, Li Ming, Sylvanas, a lot of potential burst damage. The only problem is that it's into a Lucio, so this is not really a strong... It's on paper, it's not a strong Varian pick. We'll see how it works out in practice. Right now, LTK We Hate objective is honestly just looking like the stronger team, so we'll see how that goes. But on paper, I think the Lucio is a really strong answer to the Varian. Malfurion's a pretty good follow-up for the Varian when you don't have a Stukov available. Of course, they banned out the Stukov themselves. All right, game number 2 here between LTK, We Hate Objective, and Creepy Crawly Spiders on Volskaya Foundry this time. We are going to have Vicar playing the Malfurion. Jay Richard, yet again, going to be on the Sylvanas, going with the Might of the Banshee Queen, so probably the same build as before. Hogger going to be played by Jack of All, trying to make it so I can't read, but I know who you are. Striker Killer is going to be playing on the Varian, and Last Malkyr is going to be on the Li Ming. Their opponents, seeing if they can come back in this series. It's going to be Primary Meteo playing Gazlo. Savior 123 on the Johanna. Gib on Falstead this time. Auxilium switching over to the healer role and playing Lucio. And Cordona is going to be on the Nazebo. So, these drafts, as we see coming out here, for the most part, I do feel that the draft from LTK We Hate Objective is a little stronger. Actually, I don't know. I take that. It's tough. There are things that I like and don't like about both. Picking Varian into Lucio, I think, is a pretty big gamble. I think it's pretty difficult to play into that, and I think they're honestly kind of just trying to hope. I think they're kind of just have to rely on, well, playing a lot better than their opponents. And I also think that especially because they picked the Varian after the Lucio. They really picked the Varian into the Lucio. I guess what they do still have is that they'll have Taunt at 4, whereas High Five doesn't come in until 10. So from 4 to 9, that's really going to be kind of the power play period for Varian. That's when I want to see LTK We Hate Objective be like mega giga aggressive and just be trying to kill everyone on cooldown. Sometimes it's going to have to be Johanna, who is not really a strong kill target here, so they really just need to see if they can find anyone else. I think I want to see them look for rotations on this Gazlo. But here, and Cordona also another worthwhile target, I think, here. Get anyone. Oh, wait, we don't have Taunt. It's not level 4. I was going to say, like, if that was level 4, that would be like a dead Gibbs. Now, meanwhile, Creepy Crawly Spiders, we've got the Falstad and the Nazebo. This is pre-20. This is not a super strong DPS combo in terms of team fighting potential. Of course, we have Gust, which is a major game changer, and I feel like, I honestly kind of feel like Creepy Crawly Spiders also has a bit of a level 20 draft. They've got a Nazebo, they have a Falstad, so Wind Tunnel is OP, and that's kind of one of their win conditions when they get to 20. Yeah, I mean, things I like and don't like on both sides. Definitely right now, this is the power play period for LTK We Hate Objective. To just try to find as many kills as they can, get the Lucio, get anyone. There's the Li Ming orbs. Does connect, but not enough to result in the kill. Jay Richard was not there, so kill did not happen, unfortunately. And don't think we had a route from Malfurion either. Might have had trouble getting there in time, trying to get through the Johanna. Okay, there's another charge. Yep. Like, I feel like LTK We Hate Objective, aside from them potentially just being a stronger team at the moment, I feel like for them, they really just want to be as aggressive as they can until 10 before Lucio does get High Five. What's going on in our offlane matchup that I haven't been watching this whole game? Also, some interesting questing talents coming out of our players. We are going to see the Things of the Deep from Cordona, giving him more range, making him a little bit safer, but I don't think it quite has the damage potential of Spiders. And we're going to see the W build Falstad. Now, this is one that I feel like you hardly ever see. It's also a tough one to complete. There is a passive benefit to it, just the 2-second cooldown reduction passively that you get just from taking the talent. But he needs 30 stacks before this does anything else. That you'll get another 2-second cooldown, and there's the damage increase, but right now that's only at a 2% damage increase because that's all he has in terms of stacks. Creepy Crawly Spiders going to take the beacon, but LTK We Hate Objective just going to back up and take the camp. Camp on the other side is not being taken by Creepy Crawly Spiders, or is it? They're just a little bit slower on it, but they are going to work on it. Percent is going to tick in favor on the beacon in favor of Creepy Crawly Spiders. Taunt is going to go out. Don't think it's going to be a kill. Savior does have Iron Skin. Of course, once we are at 13, we will almost undoubtedly see the shield breaker talent. I don't remember if that's actually the name of it, but of course it breaks shields. That's what it does. And that will make things a lot harder for Johanna. Probably the way it will go is Striker will charge the Johanna, bait out the... Oh, I don't think he has it this time. No, just kidding. He does. I'm wrong. He'll charge the Johanna, bait out the Iron Skin, throw the shield breaker, and then go for the taunt. The only problem is, can he actually catch up to the Johanna after she has made herself unstoppable? That was a raw Seeker hit. That was not one coming from a taunt. So we do see the Seeker Li Ming. It is something that does make a lot of sense when you are playing a variant, since you do want that single target blow up, and the Seeker is the highest single target damage on the tier, question mark? Actually, that's wrong. Calamity does more, but Calamity requires you to get closer. So basically just highest single target damage from long range. Ooh, Jay Richard in a little bit far. This is a 4v5 right now. Striker Killer might not be able to get out of here, but he is a variant, so he is just one of the tankiest heroes in the game. Striker Killer, oh my god, the spiders are on him. I wonder if a spider build Nazebo actually gets the kills there. Another Seeker connects. Savior is low, walking on out of there. It's 99 to 99. Savior does get hit into the wall by the Hogger, and that's going to be finally our first hero going down. It is that Gazlowe. Gib is trying to get out of there with barely any hit points, and he does get finished off by the magic missiles from Li Ming. Yep, Shattering Throw is it. I'm normally so good with remembering talent names, but in this case, I just couldn't do it. Oh, what's up, Gibbs? Are we roasting? Are we roasting Snag in the chat? Are we roasting Snag in Twitch chat in a game that has nothing about him? Or are you talking about one of your EU teams? Anyway, one person in that... Okay, now two people inside the Protector. But this feels like it's going pretty well for Creepy Crawly Spiders. Gibbs potentially even finding some... Gibbs. Actually, Gib and Gibbs. Two different people. Yeah. So, Protector bad. And now we also do have that important power spike. Ooh, the Johanna here going for the Falling Sword. So normally, normally, of course, Blessed Shield is a better proactive ult. But the Falling Sword here is going to make it even harder for Varian to really make much out of his taunts. So it's kind of just up to both Savior and Auxilium to be on point with their reaction times to get the cleanses on the targets that need it. Especially with this, especially if we had better early game DPS heroes than Nazebo Falstad. Oh god, Primary Meteor is just gone. Then Nazebo Falstad, I think I would just say I like the comp out of Creepy Crawly Spiders better. But this right here, that's also a big part of what LTK We Hate Objective needs to do. They need to just try to farm. They need to just try to farm... oh, God. Talking about farming. We got someone else dying. They need to just try to farm Gazlowe. Gazlowe is not an incredibly safe offlaner because he doesn't have... He doesn't really have mobility, and his tanking... He does have... Let me see. Did he go easy peasy? Gazlowe... Alright, so he did not go easy peasy, so... Both he does not have mobility, and Gazlowe also doesn't have really strong other tanking mechanics aside from... Easy peasy, which was not picked here. So basically, Gazlowe is a pretty vulnerable target if he is too far out. Talking about vulnerable targets, Gib is going to charge on out of there and is going to have to burn the Gust. Does also dodge the full Li Ming combo, so does dodge the Gust, but at least keeps himself alive. That is super risky by Auxilium, but does manage to not die. Like, I think the Lucio is super strong here, going high 5 into Varian, but I do think it's also super risky to be trying to play super aggressively, and then Lucio is the one who gets taunted by Varian. I think that is I think that is a potential loss condition for Creepy Crawly Spiders. Going to be Savior eating the taunt. Savior, I don't think, has Iron Skin now, but does have Falling Sword. So just gets out of there, goes over the wall, and just negates the value of that taunt and stuff on a 50, 60 second cooldown. 50 seconds. Falling Sword is 50 seconds. Another Li Ming combo just going to be dodged entirely as it's just being thrown out raw. I do think Creepy Crawly Spiders needs to get out of here. They have overstayed their welcome. They got... Yeah. I think there was potential there for that to not go badly for them. Gib is alive. Jay Richard overplays his hand, and he is the one who goes down. Yeah, they overstayed just a little bit too long there and didn't quite keep track of the Hogger. Hogger, meanwhile, gonna be doing some of that camp taking that I said wasn't as important here, but just very quickly taking that healing camp. That what is it really called? Is it like a biotic emitter? That's what it is. Biotic emitter. Nice. I got it this time. The full W build Falstad. Do we have anything else that's interesting build-wise? We do have that Windrunner Sylvanas yet again. Oh, this keeps happening. That's really unfortunate. I don't think... Yeah, Primary Meteor doesn't get out. Oh my god. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. So that has happened a couple times now. How many times has... So 3 deaths on Primary Meteor. And I do feel that the Gazlowe pick, not the player, the Gazlowe pick is kind of the Achilles heel in this draft. Oh my god, this can't happen either. Oh, Auxilium going a little bit too far aggressive and goes down as well. Okay. So, I think one of the adjustments I want to see out of Auxilium is to basically be aggressive on Lucio. Of course, Lucio can do some really annoying aggressive things just as part of the hero. But I think into Varian, that needs to be toned down a little bit. You know, if the high fives are going there on the taunt targets, then Lucio, I think, is very, very strong here. But if the Lucio is going forward a little bit too much and is the one getting taunted or going into those routes, it's very problematic. And, yeah. Primary Meteor potentially having a little bit of lag there. Only one person in this Protector, and it is not even doing any sieging. So, of course... is the tough part about the Protector. Instead, the Protector is going to clear waves. I wonder what actually clears waves better, a Protector or Falstad outside of a Protector. I mean, this is not to roast the player, it's more to roast the objective. The objective that LTK hates. Anyway, that is going to be Cordona going down there. Just kind of rotation here. And yeah, I mean, LTK, they hate objectives so much that they get more value without taking the objective than the objective does. They get a whole fort. Of course, they have a Sylvanas, except the Sylvanas is here. Was the Sylvanas still dead there? So it wasn't the Sylvanas. And now they're looking to see if they can get Falstad. Oh no, I think Gibbs is dead here. That was a really nice shockwave hitting Falstad as soon as he came out of the Protector. Anyway, level advantage in favor of LTK. One of the big advantages of going Mirror Ball and Seeker is that you also get pretty good, even better long-range siege damage. Jay Richard stepping up to get the black arrows, but they're going into a gravel bomb, and that is going to be Jay Richard going down yet again. Meanwhile, Savior too far up forward, and it is going to be a 1-for-1 in the end. It is a shame since they had that early kill. If Savior had recognized that earlier and backed up a little bit. Oh no, Cordona just eating the damage from Li Ming. And now they're going to have to back up. So, another thing that comes up here. One of the weaknesses of the draft for Creepy Crawly Spiders is that they really don't have a good way to get onto this Li Ming. They have one of the more passive tanks. Like, theoretically, you can use Falling Sword to go in, but then you don't have it as a cleanse, which I think is part of the point of going Falling Sword here. I mean, other than that, Nazebo really can't do anything. Nazebo really pretty much has to play front to back, and he's not even that good at it until 20. Of course, they will have the viral infection stacks. They just got to make sure they don't lose all their keeps before 20. And of course, don't lose the core before 20. So I think the Li Ming is just getting a lot of free reign here. Li Ming at 51k damage, well above everyone else in the game, which is often just the nature of a long-range poke hero, especially when there's not much dive in response and also not much long-range poke in response either. Also, Jay Richard did not take the Merc Queen, so he did take Possession. Possession's good. You just get really good push, especially if you possess some minions up here. But we won't see those buffed Merc Queen turrets, which I just thought of because someone mentioned turret in the chat. Anyway, Striker Killer moving up, but it's 20 talent tier advantage in favor of LTK We Hate objective. So, CCS is going to have to play pretty cautious here. They really don't want to go too far up. Oh no, that is a big shockwave, but also a big gravel bomb. But no kills either way, so maybe none of it was big. Maybe they were small. I'm worried about Gib here. Yeah. Okay, does get out. Like, they need to watch their health bars just with all that poke damage coming in from the Li Ming. And, oh my god, just a big Seeker Shot connecting there, doing huge chunks of damage to primary Meteor, though he's kind of already healing up. I think he had tapped before that happened. So the Li Ming is proving to be what CCS can't deal with, as they just don't have much of an answer to it. They can't really send much damage in the Li Ming's direction that will reach her without Li Ming doing more damage in return. And they just don't have the mobility to get on her. They don't have the dive. If they can get one kill, Lucio can activate speed, and maybe then they can kind of run them down. Anyway, LTK just pushing up here while the rest of CCS is trying to find Soak wherever they can to try to get to level 20 talents here. Jack of all is just able to hog wild away and does not get caught by that condemn. Level 20 Talontiers come in. This is where things do... Okay, there it is, the wind tunnel. That is the key ult. I think that's pretty much the win condition for CCS at this point. It's basically on Gibbs to find a good wind tunnel. I called him Gibbs. It's just Gib. He doesn't have an S at his name. It's on Gib to find a wind tunnel. And then just for all the follow-up to come in after that. Just all the damage from Nazebo, the gravel bomb as well. There is a way back into this game, and even a way for CCS to find the win. And it's very much going to be dependent on basically on pressing their R buttons correctly and at the right time. LTK will slowly win the game otherwise, just with the Li Ming poke doing so much damage. We do also have the Repulsion. Repulsion, super powerful here. I mean, it's just good in general, although it's difficult to use. I think there's a decent argument for just going Tal Rashes here, since the damage throughput of Li Ming is already being a problem, and that just kind of becomes even more so with Tal Rashes. But also, I think if you're good with Repulsion, and you can make plays with it, then it's always good. It is also upgraded Grav as well. And if you do catch all 5 in the Grav, it does instantly reset. But only if you catch all 5. And maybe also Misha. All right, they're going in. That is the shockwave. Hits 2. There's the big Grav, and it's big. It's actually big this time. Savior's going to go down, but it's 2 for 1 in favor of CCS. Auxilium going in pretty deep. Last Malkyr is still alive, so they do need to be careful. They need to be super careful. Like, Cordona cannot step up too close. Auxilium needs to be careful as well, and they actually find the kill. It's huge! It's huge, and now they need someone to go back here and save their keep. I don't even know if they save it. At the very least, they want to save this one. All right, and then with Nazebo, we do have mega push here. Nazebo doing huge amounts of damage with huge amounts of stacks. Huge amounts of stacks also means he has huge amounts of health. That's just the word of the day. He's got 5k hit points, which isn't that big. He didn't go big voodoo. He went blood ritual, which is why he does have such a crazy amount of stacks, just really ensuring that he got it. I'm not entirely sure he needed blood ritual. Could have benefited from the other talents with this many stacks, because I'm pretty sure the way that voodoo ritual works is I don't think there's actually really a benefit to your damage from stacking over 175. The extra stacks will give you more health and mana, but I don't think it actually benefits your damage. And I'm just reading the talents to make sure. Yeah. So it's really just for viral infection. You just need to hit the 175 threshold. Meanwhile, oh no, taunt is coming out. And Cardona doesn't stand a chance, and that's the issue with having people in the Protector. Did not have the saving tools to keep Cardona up. Oh no, Auxilium used high five to go in. That means that they're gonna go down, and this might be the game. No, it's not time for a wind tunnel now. At least not in. Maybe out. Oh, I'm wrong. Shut up, this stupid caster. They do manage to kill Oh no, but the resets are coming in from Li Ming. That's gonna have to be game. Yeah, that's game. That's game. Yeah. I mean, they got the 1 kill onto Hogger, but I think ultimately the Gust just needed to be used defensively there. And that is also the weakness of the Protector. They just engaged past the Protector, they found their kills, and now they've found themselves a core that they are going to destroy and put themselves a little further up in the standings. Jay Richard taking some damage, but he's got some nice health regeneration going on there, probably from the Malfurion. And that is going to be game number 2, going in favor of LTK We Hate Objective. So in the end, I think that was still... I can't see the structures now. I think the structures were... Yeah, I mean, I think the structures were still pretty significantly in favor of LTK We Hate Objective, but I also think that last game was actually reasonably close. Only 14-9 in kills, and of course, a lot of those kills happened with that very last fight where they got 4. So before that, it was 10-9 in kills. And CCS had a chance. I think ultimately their downfall again was... Not again, but their downfall was trusting in the Protector. They had 2 in, and then that just allowed LTK to engage on the members who were not inside the Protector, got the kill on Cardona, and then from there it just kind of snowballed with those Li Ming resets. So that is our series for tonight. Not going to be doing a third cast. No triple header tonight. That's not happening. But double header happened. Yeah. Good job to LTK We Hate Objective as we take a look. The damage, of course, again, just massively... Li Ming massively outpacing everyone else, and that's a big part of just having a long-range poke damage hero, and especially in this case, a long-range poke damage hero who was just completely unanswered. The draft, I pointed out problems here, problems there, but ultimately the problem that really mattered as far as drafting goes was just no real way to threaten the Li Ming. And the Li Ming just having a field day and just getting to shoot left and right there. Let's also take a quick look at the talents. It was a Seeker Glass Cannon Li Ming. Sometimes we got some crazy Seeker Li Ming hits doing huge burst damage, and people having to back up. Other things look... Yeah, there's nothing else especially that I want to point out. It's mostly the Seeker Li Ming here that was really the story of the game. We'll see if maybe we can get an interview to any of these players. I can do this correctly. I apparently don't know how. I'm going to get myself into a lobby. I tried whispering someone, maybe because they're not on my friends list and not showing up in like NGS chat or something. I tried to like do /whisper. I'm just going to put myself in a lobby, and then maybe we'll see if I can find someone from the team in the NGS channel, which I can't seem to. Otherwise, I would try to find someone for an interview. If you're here in the chat and you're on LTK We Hate Objective, I'm waiting in a lobby if any of you does want to come in for an interview. I'm trying to find...
What up?
You. Whoa, you're here.
Yeah.
Yo, who's here? Very nice. Chris, are you on
This is
LTK?
Striker.
We hit objective.
Yeah,
It's Striker.
sure.
Very nice. And
Yeah.
then because I'm in streamer mode, second person. Oh, Jay, you must be Jadick.
No,
I'm
Jack
of all.
Ah, okay. I couldn't see the name because it is not showing up here because I'm in streamer mode. It shows your name as J. ... Congratulations on your win. How you guys feeling with that win tonight?
We feel good. It's always good to get a domination. That really moves us up a little bit in the rank for the division, which is always a good sign for playoff time.
Tell me a little bit about your team. I've seen the LTKs around a bit. Right now, it looks like this is the only LTK team in NGS at the moment. And how are you guys as like a group? I know some of you have probably played together before. Some of you are new. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, actually, me and Jack are the newer additions to the team.
Nice.
The
Yeah,
rest
we're
of
like
the team,
the worst people to ask this question.
Yeah, the other parts of the team have been together for a while. I think for a few seasons, but
Yeah,
yeah,
they caught you up on the lore.
They have. It's just
yeah.
like not that important to us, I don't think.
Yeah,
All right,
same.
fair enough. Fair enough. So you're looking pretty strong this season. I did do a little bit of homework. You did have one loss so far. Of your remaining matches, are there any opponents that you're looking at as being particularly challenging, or any opponents that you're really looking forward to playing?
Go ahead,
Tonight
Striker.
was-
You literally made this
Yeah,
comment
I
before you
know.
jumped in.
Tonight was the one that was circled on the calendars.
Ah,
Also,
interesting.
also teams that a team that I think looks really good is Rolling Thunder. We actually play them tomorrow, so it'll be a very, very interesting game.
Yes, I am aware that you play them tomorrow.
Yeah. They,
It might have been someone from that team who asked me to cast this match tonight. But anyway.
Let them watch.
Very nice, very nice. I like the confidence. Yeah. So, you feeling pretty good about your playoff chances? You're gonna go all the way?
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
think.
go-
I mean, all the way. We'll see. I don't want
Right.
to go too
we're gonna go
that
as far
far.
as our
And
talent will take us.
I will say that we've definitely improved a lot since week one. I also wasn't there week one, so that might have been like a major issue there. But we've definitely gotten better as a team. There's always growing pains when there's like new players like me and Striker
Yeah, of
on a
course.
team and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we're finally getting our bearings as a collective. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
Striker in particular, you had a lot of fans in chat. You have quite a reputation, apparently.
This is actually my first NGS season.
Ooh.
So I've been around, hanging around the Gambit Gaming server a lot. Those are
Okay.
the homies. Found LTK, love these dudes, welcoming. Also, just like beautiful holiday, like just finding different people. Your team, nepotism, right? Like just
Yeah.
watching, being a student of the game, if you will, and just trying to get as good as possible. A
Yeah,
year ago,
I hope you
was
didn't
around
watch us
time.
last night. Was it last
I
night?
did. I did watch you guys.
Oh my god, it was so bad. That was.
I
Yeah,
still want to run Oops All Bruisers one day. Hopefully I get the
it's
chance.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It is.
If it comes down to playoffs and you run into maximum thrust again, do you think you guys will be ready for them a second time?
I'll be there that time, so it'll be different.
Oh, that was what was missing.
Yeah, I was on my honeymoon.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's just I'm just about running out of questions. So last one, of course, is just do you have any shout outs before we close this out?
I'll let you go first, Jack.
Shout out the team, obviously. We had good comms tonight. Things went well. Obviously, there are some small details that we'll hash out in our practices, but I think we're getting better, and we are really trying hard to mesh as a team. So I respect that. Striker last, Jay, Vicar. That's the squad now. So that's who we represent. That's who we're gonna. That's the team that we're gonna like play our best for. Shout out to Creepy Crawly Spiders as well. I was on that team a couple seasons ago, so that's why this kind of circled on my calendar. But they played well, and shout outs to them as well. I know they're doing pretty good this season as well.
Yeah,
All right.
I want to second, like, of course, shout out to the team, but shout out to Dutch, our coach, been doing an amazing job developing all of us, like showing us different strategies, different things to do. I know there's a lot of people that personally like Southern Strike and blue, eternally blue, like dudes that are constantly helping me out as well. I appreciate it. But shout out to the CCS community because
Oh, you
they
know
have
what?
3 people. What's up?
I'm in some of those discords, and I definitely have seen you in
Yeah.
there. Like it's coming back to me, like you and like asking people for help and stuff. Like asking people
Mhm.
to look at this replay. I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Always,
Nice.
always good to know basic arithmetic.
Yeah, absolutely.
uh,
I used to be
but
a school teacher.
yeah, the CCS community, they got 3 groups or 3 teams in this div, and like every single one of them's been a great time to play with. So definitely appreciate the entire CCS community. And then shout out to you, dude, for casting
Yeah.
us. Much appreciated. Love getting casted.
I'm gonna do one more shout out. I'm gonna shout out to Valkamir. I know he had recently lost his mom, so
Yeah,
my
RIP.
condolences to him for sure. I know that was
RIP.
always like a big thing.
Balkmer is someone who is a pillar of the community.
Yeah, man.
Someone who I've known for many years myself. I
Yes.
even met him in person for the first time. I think it was in like December. It was sometime over the past year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much
He's a
respect.
tall
for
guy.
sure.
He's huge. All right. That's it. Congratulations, guys. You guys have a good night and good luck with the rest of your season.
Much
Thanks,
appreciated.
man.
Take care.
Good night. All right, boys and girls, and for my friends in the Twitch chat, I'm trying to look over the Twitch chat. What's going on? What's good? What's good? I am not very good at keeping up with the Twitch chat, especially when I am casting. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for various follows from the Sound, Mad Kaiser, Harriet Evans 66. Is that like your birth year? Last Malcure, of course. Grizzly with the tier 1. Even getting a little nepotism and corruption in here. Anyway, and Hunterlust with the follow, and Raka. Man, I'm an amateur at this streaming stuff. Only saying it all now that the stream is over. But thank you all for being here tonight. I'll be doing this again at some point. I like doing it. I'll be doing it more next season when I will not be playing on a team. But for now, trying to still see if I can win Nexus Division. Not easy, though. I'm done. I'm King Andrew. I am an NGS caster. I'm an Heroes of Storm player. I am an ARAM enthusiast, a voice actor, and a former school teacher. And we are done for tonight. Have a good night. Play some ARAM. It's good for the soul.